الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The following is a DVD prepared in order for our brothers and our sisters in Iman to learn and perfect their Salah. It is also prepared for them to enable them to learn the prayer. It is according to the madhab of Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, and we ask and plead with the listener that he takes the time to perfect his salah by taking a teacher in order to learn the steps according to his madhab. Istinja is the washing of the two private parts of the body. Istinja must be performed before the wudu. After one has exited any filth from his body from the two parts, after urinating, he must purify his dhakr. The area which needs to be purified is the point of exit and anywhere where the filth has spread. He must gently rub his dhakr after he has urinated to ensure that all urine has been removed from the part. In his rear exit, he must ensure that no filth be removed to another part of his body. When washing, he should ensure that the exit is clear and clean from any filth. Wudu. It is obligatory upon the one who wishes to recite the Quran, to pray, to circumambulate the Kaaba, to perform the wudu. The following footage shows how one should correctly perform the wudu. Please note that each part which is washed in the footage must be washed thoroughly. The intention for wudu is sunnah. I said to purify myself from all impurities. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Washing the hands up to the wrist and between the fingers 3 times. Using miswak or toothstick, starting on the upper teeth from right to left, cleaning each tooth 3 times, and then repeat for the lower teeth. Rinsing the mouth out 3 times with water, using the right hand to draw the water. Rinsing the nostrils 3 times with water, drawing the water with your right hand, and cleaning the nostrils with your left hand. Washing the entire face 3 times, starting at the top of your hairline, rubbing down to each ear and down to your chin, including underneath the chin, and then washing and rubbing the front of the face, including the nose and the bridge of the face. Washing both arms up to and including the elbows and hands 3 times.
Wipe the entire head from front to back, the ears, and the nape of your neck. Washing both feet, up to and including the ankles, and between your toes 3 times each.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Things that break the wudu. Anything that exits the 2 private paths breaks the wudu, including wind. However, if one breaks wind, he does not need to perform an istinja. Blood that pours from a part of a wound necessitates one to perform a wudu. Vomiting a mouthful necessitates one to perform a wudu. However, if one vomits a cloth, he does not need to perform a wudu. Any sexual fluids necessitates one to perform a wudu. Laughing in prayer breaks the wudu and the salah. If someone laughs in their prayer, they will need to perform the wudu and also repeat the salah. Losing consciousness also necessitates one to perform a wudu. Sleeping, lying down or leaning against something, that if that something is removed, he will fall, necessitates one to perform a wudu. GHUSL. GHUSL are black leather socks. They are sunnah. Instead of washing the feet, one may perform the wiping of the GHUSL. In order to perform the wiping of the GHUSL, one must put them on in a state of purification. Therefore, he must perform a complete wudu. Once he does so, he may wear the GHUSL. The GHUSL have a time scale. There are 1 day and 1 night for one who is a resident of a town. As for the traveller, it is 3 days and 3 nights. The time scale starts from the time that he firstly breaks his wudu, either by breaking wind or by using the bathroom. That which breaks the wiping of the GHUSL. You may not wipe on the GHUSL if there is a tear in the GHUSL which is greater than 3 fingers. You may not wipe on the GHUSL if the time scale has expired. You may not wipe on the GHUSL if you take them off. The method of performing the wiping of the GHUSL. Once you have worn the GHUSL in a state of purity, and this is your foot as so, you may start by wetting the GHUSL from the top, starting from where the toes are, going forward and reaching up to where the ankles are. You should do it in a motion that both feet are done at the same time, from the toes up to the ankles. That concludes the wiping of the GHUSL. TAYAMMUM. TAYAMMUM
is a way to purify yourself and put yourself in a state of a wudu, so that you may recite the Quran, that you may pray, and that you may circumambulate the Kaaba. When water is not available, one may perform a tayammum as long as the following conditions or any of the following conditions apply. That there is no water available for the person to perform a wudu with. Distance. That between the person and the water is a distance of 1 mile or more. Illness. That a person fears that if he performs a wudu with water, it will increase him in his sickness. Thirst. That he only has enough water to drink, and not enough to drink and to perform a wudu with. Tayammum. How to perform the tayammum? Firstly, one must make the intention that he is performing the tayammum. The tayammum itself is 2 strikes, which is made on clean earth ground. The first strike, he rubs the entire face as he would in wudu. The second strike, which he makes on the ground, he uses to rub the naked full arm, which includes the elbow, first the right and then the left. That which breaks the tayammum. It is vital to understand the time scale of the tayammum. It is taken in the same concept as the time scale of the entrance of a prayer to the leaving of a prayer. For instance, the entrance of the time of Zuhr and the ending of the time of Zuhr is the starting point of the Asr prayer. If one performs a tayammum at Zuhr prayer, its cancellation or the breaking of the tayammum would happen once the Zuhr prayer had expired and the Asr prayer had entered. The breaking of the tayammum also includes anything that breaks the wudu, which has been previously mentioned. Also, seeing water while one is in a state of tayammum breaks the tayammum, and one must use the water to purify himself. A ghusl. There are, however, times when it is sunnah to perform a ghusl. On the Friday prayer, Yawm al-Jum'ah, it is sunnah to perform a ghusl. On the Eidain, on the 2 Eids, it is sunnah to perform a ghusl. And also, on the day that ihram is worn, when one is performing umrah or hajj, it is sunnah to perform a ghusl. The intention for ghusl is sunnah. Ghusl. The following is the method to perform the ghusl. Firstly, one should wash the impurities from his body. Secondly, he should perform the ISTANJA. Thirdly, he should locate himself in the place where he is to perform his bath. In that position, he should perform a wudu. However, when he performs his wudu, he should leave the last act of the wudu, which is the washing of the feet. He should wash his feet once he has completed the ghusl. Once he has completed the wudu, he washes his body thrice, ensuring that water reaches every part of his body, including under his armpits and in his belly button. that which necessitates GHUSL. Semen that exits from the body necessitates one to perform a GHUSL. The meeting of the male and female sexual organs, the woman's monthly cycle, postnatal bleeding, all these necessitate one to perform a GHUSL. In addition to this, prostatic fluid, which exits from the male and female sexual organs, necessitates one to perform an ISTANJA and not a GHUSL.